We have Sindhu today with us for the Expert Connect. Now, before we actually go to the question and answer session, let me introduce you to Sindhu. So she is working with KPIT since 2019 and she is working here as a designer. Her location is Bangalore and her expertise is C++. She belongs to the ADAS practice. So let me take you to the Sindhu and we will have some discussion. Hi Sindhu.
Hi, Tushar.
Yeah, good to talk to you and welcome to the Expert Connect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let me start the question and answer session. So can you tell us about your journey in KPIT? So which different types of projects you worked upon and which are the challenges you faced or any other thing that that you find important because our students would like to know these things as they are freshers and they did not work on real life project.
Okay. Yeah. So, hello, all the young engineers. I'm Sindhu Patil. I joined KPIT in 2019 and I'm a designer. I work for autonomous driving practice, AD-ADAS practice in KPIT. It's the pillar I work for. So it's been 14 plus years in the industry, and my core skill is I'm basically a C++ developer, uh, and the core strength I would say I'm always open for challenges and change, basically. So that's where it took me a long way, and it is still going on. You want me to talk about the projects I worked in KPIT?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, I would like to know, or rather, our freshers would like to know which are the different types of projects they will find when they will join KPIT. Since you have worked for 14 years and you are quite senior person, so you will have some idea regarding that. And if you give some kind of inputs, the types of projects freshers will find in KPIT. So if you give some input regarding that, then that will be helpful.
Okay. What I understand is uh, in KPIT, what I have observed is freshers given an opportunity, we will, or
Mhm,
rather, the managers, delivery teams, they would try to put the freshers in all possible projects so that they get trained well, working
mhm,
along with all the experts in the team. So when it comes to different kind of projects,
mhm,
uh, we have a couple of types where software integration is one kind of work what we try to achieve, where we try to integrate maybe different softwares in the ECU, or maybe
mhm,
try to integrate the application. If you know about an ECU having a base software, application software, a platform, we try to integrate them. So
mhm,
basically, we are the integrators. That is
mhm,
one type of project which would need the skill of mainly one a language like C or C++ development, and it might also demand some scripts knowledge, something like Python, XYZ.
okay.
And the second type of projects what we work on is the system engineering projects, where if the guys over there, if the audience are aware about the V cycle uh, in automotive software development, so people do write requirements, they maintain requirements. It starts from the designing phase. We have so
Mhm,
many experts in KPIT, so many architects, who would design a product or a software, and then it people who would write different kinds of features, for example, LKA, AEB, ACC. So people would write the feature level requirements, system level requirements, and then we also, there are some projects where we would write the software level requirements for the same system level requirements.
Mhm.
And then we come down where the hardware is what I have seen less at KPIT. We do less of a hardware and more of a software company, as I understand as of now, at least AD-ADAS domain. So this is one type where system engineering requirements writing and managing the requirements
Mhm.
is one type of second type of work. And if I want to talk about the next type, what I understand in AD practice for the last 3 years, the next is verification and validation.
Mhm.
So if you want to talk about the right side of the V cycle, people do hardware in loop testing, software in loop testing, then system level testing, subsystem level testing, then the system level testing. Uh,
Mhm.
we have experts, many experts in KPIT who are like expert in V and V domain.
Mhm.
And uh, recently, I think people also work on machine learning. I have also seen people exploring cloud computing. uh, this is what I know what
Okay.
happens in
Okay.
ADAS.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have one question. Like, since our freshers, they are not from the automotive industry background, they are not aware of the terminologies like ADAS and ECU. So, if you can brief about those terminologies, like what is ADAS practice and what is ECU, then that will be good.
Okay, ADAS is Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, wherein if you see software is
Mm-hmm.
defining the vehicles and maybe software is driving the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So AD is autonomous driving. So advanced driver assistance systems, where you might see the anti-lock braking feature in India, cars in India, are some of the features which would enhance or help the driver to drive the vehicle. Uh, so that is
Okay.
ADAS. And autonomous driving, when it comes to autonomous driving, we have 6 levels of autonomous driving, from level 0 to level 5. So
Mm-hmm.
different levels where the driver has to be present, driver has to be attentive. It starts from there and just helping the driver to drive the vehicle. And when it comes to level 2, level 3, and see, when level 1 autonomous driving is something like the car can either take the longitudinal motion,
Mm-hmm.
it can execute features which move forward, only moving forward, or the car can execute features which would move lateral motion. So
Okay.
maybe the changing lanes or something, or cruise control or something, or emergency braking, any one of them at a time.
Right.
And when it comes to level 2 driving, so the car will try to manage, the autonomous driving car will try to manage both longitudinal and
Right.
lateral. They work together. So level 3 is where we have some more features, like it monitors if the driver is attentive or not. And but driver has to be present, and driver car will, I mean, the autonomous driving vehicle will drive by itself, but uh, it expects that the driver should be able to take control whenever the car demands
Mm-hmm.
it, when it needs it, the situation. And when it
Okay.
comes to level 4 and level 5, it is like completely autonomous on a highway pilot, on countryside roads where the car is able to drive itself. And level 5 is like where you do not have the steering, and uh, the car
Yeah.
is able to manage everything its own by its own. So that's the ultimate target.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
And if I want to talk about the ECUs, because as software integrators in
Mhm.
KPIT, we are like we have a huge space in the industry as software integrators. KPIT has identified its own space in the industry. So as software integrators, uh, see, if the audience understand, we have different controllers in the car. you know on which the software sits and the software tries to control the vehicle. So we when we write software, we write it for a controller, and the controller is able to manage the different scenarios, and it is able to drive by itself. So one controller, we call it as an ECU. So in a car, in an I should say in an AD-ADAS car, typically there will be like 60 to 80 controllers, such controllers.
Okay.
So I definitely understand the young engineers there would understand that there needs to be a network for different controllers to talk to each other. So
Mm,
it will be like different kind of network, LAN, CAN, Ethernet, XYZ. So that the controller can talk to each other. Say the window power controller might have to talk to the master controller. We call it like a domain controller nowadays. The architecture is changing, evolving.
mm.
So for different commands exchange. Uh, so
Okay.
this is about ECU and little bit about the technical
Okay.
background for this domain.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, we got the idea. Now, Sindhu, since you must have seen many freshers, you must have managed many freshers under you. So they are good in technical terms. Sometimes, like they know C++, they know Python, but they are new to the automotive industry. So, I mean, when they join KPIT or when they join any automotive industry project, what are the common challenges they face? Like, what is the advice that you will give to them, like in which whether they should give more efforts on their language part, or whether they should give focus on the domain part? How should they manage? So what is your suggestion regarding that?
Okay. To talk about it, I want to tell that it's about uh, it's not just being very strong technically in one skill, because I mean it's been 14 years in the industry, and
Hmm.
the core strength is basic engineering, what I knowledge I got from the college, maybe
Hmm,
graduation.
correct.
But uh, the industry is evolving and it is changing. I can never
Right.
stick to one particular skill. If I have to be competent, grow in my career and have a strong base, I have to be open for all the changes and keep
Yeah.
learning. That's the only thing. Anything new comes, I am always open to learn new thing. So when it comes to domain or something, and be technically strong, whatever you have learned from the college, the very very basics, like maybe like operating system or the system engineering or the software development life cycle. These are all the small small knowledge which would help us, to build, as which will act as a building block in future throughout our
Hmm,
career. So be strong and have at least one, because we may not be able to get what we ask for always.
hmm, hmm.
So and also have be strong in at least one language like C, C++, whatever you like, and have one scripting. You can tell that this is my strength, anything related to this I can. With the very good understanding of operating system, because if we understand how the operating system works, we understand how these controllers talk to each other and all the basics. So uh, and to tell the audience, I'm new to automotive domain. I mean, it's been only
Okay.
3
Okay.
years in my career where I'm working for automotive. So I am also like as equal as freshers when it comes to domain. Though though I can use all my learnings throughout my life of 14 years of my career, uh, it is doable, uh,
Mhm.
and always open for learning. That
Right.
will take us to really high.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, I mean, these were the questions from my side. So yes, it was good interaction with you, Sindhu. These inputs that you have given will definitely motivate our freshers to work into the automotive domain. So yes, guys, this was Sindhu, and we'll come to you with few more experts. So see you again in the next Expert Connect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sindhu.